There is no place like home. Good morning, everybody. There is no place like home on the AT. It's the day after Tropical Storm Isis, or Julio Iglesias, or Rock Me Amadeus, however you pronounce the storm that just came sweeping through the East Coast area. I do want to sincerely thank everybody who reached out to me during the storm, and everyone was checking in on me, making sure I was safe. And I took refuge in a hotel in Fishkill, New York, and I hope everybody is well out there as well, and you and yours are safe, and I'm hoping there was no property damage for you guys. I must say a very sincere and special thank you to two very special, not only class of AT 2020 members, but also two who turned out to be two very special trail angels, Crazy Quilt and Pollyanna. I had originally met these two girls during my infamous embarrassing moment. My first meeting with them, I was simply in my boxer briefs, and that was in one of my previous episodes. Luckily for me, they came along when I was taking my on-trail zero at the Morgan Stewart shelter in an attempt to try to heal what I'm very confident is a shin splint. Took that zero on trail to rest. They came along that evening, and I was getting to the point where I was trying to figure out some things, just how to be mobile, am I going to be able to hike? Can I move forward? How many miles can I get? And I was, getting very close to needing a resupply. Girls came along, they had spent the night at the shelter, and they're like, don't worry at all. We have 2 vehicles. We're going to get you wherever you need to be. And we knew the storm was coming in. We ended up heading into town, into Fishkill, New York. The girls were gracious enough to take me for a resupply. Pollyanna was able to even provide one of her fuel canisters for me. She had some extras because we couldn't find a fuel canister in stock. I guess a lot of people were buying that stuff up because of the storm. Spent the night, did a Nero, worked on icing my leg down and elevating it, and just doing some research on how I can try to move forward, learning about stretches. I've even had some subscribers chime in. Tracy, thank you so much for sending me the video. She has done over 230 marathons, so I actually consider her an expert on the subject. So thanks, Tracy. I know you're in my corner, and it's great to know that you were there. So after doing the Nero with a tropical storm bearing down on us, and you know how that goes, it's always difficult to track those storms, but it seemed like regardless of the storm track, it was coming through our area. So we ended up taking a zero at the same hotel area, and of course that gave me some additional time to try to rest and recover a little bit. So I'm out today, just so grateful to be out here, coming out here with a full resupply and the added weight, knowing that I'm going to have some challenges today, not only with my leg, but with lots of blowdowns. There's still power outages everywhere on the way into the trail. There are lots of trees down, and I know I'm going to see lots of trees down in the forest here. But I'm just so grateful to be back out here and limping north. We'll have a new term for it, everybody. But I'm going to shorten my stride. I'm going to take it easy. It would be great to get 10 miles in today, but I have to stop and rest and stretch and elevate my leg. I'm in this for the long haul. I do have a plan B figured out in the event this situation gets worse, but I'm not pulling off trail just yet. I'm going to be ultra careful. I'm out here to get to Katahdin. I've said it so many times, there's no quit in me. And if I got to figure things out, I'll do that. Just continue to freestyle since I've done from day one. And I'm so glad that you guys are with me. those positive comments that you guys and gals always leave for me. I mean, it just, you really don't know how much of a difference that makes. I've always had a great mindset to be out here, but especially with this situation with my leg, you know, it's kind of tough to stay a little focused. You know, you start thinking about, you know, am I going to have to go home? Of course, I'm missing home, but I want to go there after I summit. So enough of that. Pushing north, limping north, hopping north. Here we go, everybody. It's going to be a great day. Big triple blowdown here, huge ones right here in the middle of the trail, actually quadruple blowdown. Problem here, everybody, is there's so many trees down in certain places that the trail goes into it and you have to walk the complete perimeter. There's so many leaves down, it's hard to even pick up the trail to see the path, but you almost have to find the blaze just to get back on. There's been a couple of us out here this morning. We're trying to clear everything we can as we go along. But it's really, really bad out here. I'm telling you, when the trail crews actually return, the sawyers coming back out who are certified to run the chainsaws, they have probably a couple months of work ahead of them. And of course, shout out to all the trail clubs for taking care of business, taking care of the AT for us. This is a little bit different of a video today, everyone. I'm not even 100 yards from the last blowdown section. It is truly terrible out here. This is really took a lot of storm damage here. Wiley Shelter, mile 1457.4. This appears to be an old CCC shelter. Just another look at some of the damage here at the shelter area. You can see this is a perfectly living tree. Snapped right off in the top, flipped upside down, and is hanging there. That is definitely going to be something very dangerous for someone to come in and cut that down. Okay, everyone. Took about an hour lunch at the Wiley Shelter. Some time to eat and elevate my leg and even take a short nap. Moving forward here for the next couple of days, I'm going to keep my mileage fairly low. I'm going to tentatively plan to stop for the night at the 10 Mile River shelter, which would give me a total of about 9.7 miles for the day. The trail is in really bad shape. I've only been able to walk no more than maybe 200 yards at a time without seeing a fresh blowdown. I'm not filming all of those, and I would say I'm definitely already approaching 30 significant size blowdowns just in the first maybe I'm guessing about 7 miles of the day. The trail crews are going to have a tremendous amount of work ahead of them, and I have a feeling the path of this storm, I'm going to be dealing with this for quite some time, and definitely clearing as much as I can along the way, and some of the smaller stuff that can be cleared by hand. And I'm hoping some of my classmates are doing the same, because it's just going to help everybody out in the long run. So feeling some pretty significant pain in my shin. Wasn't quite as bad when I first hit the trail this morning, but you know, I can endure the pain. I just don't want to irritate this injury and make it worse. So just moving with extreme caution, doing lots of stretches, and trying to throw a few miles up on the board. Feels great to be back out here. I got to be honest, just being away for, a day and a half, it's just, I don't know. I know those of you who have previously through hiked, I know you can identify with what I'm talking about, but one foot in front of the other. We'll get there. All right, everybody, just walked around the corner here and discovered something that has really put a smile on my face here today. Time to turn this camera around. Saying farewell to New York and hello, Connecticut. All right. Hey, this is awesome. Welcome to New England, everybody. There are some very special people up north that I am so looking forward to seeing in the next several weeks. This has really made my day. Ten-mile river shelter, everyone, mile 1461.4. I want to take a moment to show everybody these decades-old hand pumps here that is a water source that have been very common in the past several shelters. And what you basically have to do is pump the water into a bucket, and then you take the contents of the bucket and then you cautiously pour it into your 1 liter bottle, then you filter it into your clean water bottle. The reason I'm going to use this water source here is I'm going to move forward about 0.1 to the 10-mile river, which apparently is notated as containing heavy metals in the water. So this water is supposed to be cleaner, so I'm going to go ahead and grab some water here and then move forward just a little while. So I'll show you how this is going to work, and you guys can take a look inside the icky bucket here, because this is where my water is going to go, and then I'm going to filter it and I'm going to drink it and use it for dinner. Okay, everyone, I'm set up here at a campsite on the banks of the 10-mile river. I had considered staying at the 10-mile river shelter. However, I looked at the Guthook app and I discovered that this awesome campsite was just 0.1 ahead of the shelter area. So I decided to come down and take a look at it. I've got my tent all set up and ready to go, and some important hiker amenities, or let's say at least pluses. I have a privy right there, and also just over there is a steel bear box, so I can secure my food here after I have dinner here tonight. I will give everyone a closer look of the 10-mile river here in just a little while. But speaking of dinner, it's been a while since I've had you guys over for dinner, so I can invite you to join me. Welcome to my dinner table, everybody. Got my stove all set up, ready to go with my heat shield. What is for dinner? I'm really loving these new twisted couscous flavors, and they have some rice flavors as well. This particular one is Italian-inspired sun-dried tomato and chili flavor couscous, and I will be adding a packet of tuna creations in the hot buffalo style. I chose that because it's basically like adding hot sauce to your recipe, which always goes good while out on the trail. A couple other things that I'm going to be adding to the recipe is a packet. These are really cool little travel sizes of Bertolli extra virgin olive oil. Some great calories, some great fat calories, and of course it's an Italian dish. Why not? And add to the tomatoey flavor, I actually have a pack of Salsa del Sol Picante sauce, which of course will have you know, some tomatoes in there and probably some onions and everything. It'll just kind of add. It's one of those free items that you pick up as far as condiments along the way. I always grab whatever I can. And also to make it a little bit creamier and to add an extra 100 calories to this recipe, I'm going to throw a packet of mayonnaise in there. Some of you may find that disgusting, but it is some really good you know, components to boost your the calorie count in your dinner. So if you added everything up here, I'm looking at about 600 or 700 calories here for dinner. So I'm going to fire up the stove and get cooking. So I've got my BRS 3000 stove rocking right now. The recipe's calling for about 2/3 of a cup of water. I have about a cup of water in there because one thing I've found with couscous is a little extra water won't hurt. It'll simply swell up and absorb the extra water. And of course, that's going to be more filling. Now I've gone ahead and I've added my couscous into my freezer bag. Always use a good quality freezer bag, and I highly recommend not using any brand of Walmart freezer bag, and make sure you get something that has the double manual zips in it, not the actual slide locks. The slide locks fall to pieces, and I'll show you more here in just a few seconds. But couscous, I'm only going to want my water to be hot. I'm not looking for a rolling boil here because couscous is an excellent item even to cold soak with. If your stove breaks down, I could just simply put cold water in my couscous and have supper in about an hour ready to go. I'm going to give it a good stir, and I want to make sure I get down there in the corners of the freezer bag to make sure everything is mixed up really good. And at this time, that's all I'm adding is the hot water. I'm going to add all of my other ingredients here at the end. Now I've gone ahead and I've zipped my bag shut, and I was real careful to get some of the extra air out of it. I'm going to go ahead and put the top of my Kozy in there. I'm going to put my cup lid in there to kind of add an extra bit of insulation, and to help weight that down, I'm even going to stick my fuel canister on top to kind of keep everything in there kind of cooking for a while. So at this time I'm going to go ahead and just work on some additional campground chores here and just get my bedroll and stuff out of my tent ready to go. I'll let this set for probably about 10 minutes. Okay everyone, you can see my couscous is cooked and ready to go. I've gone ahead and fluffed it up, and it actually has little pieces of sun-dried tomato in it. So this is my first time trying this flavor, and I've split the end of my freezer bag open and I've folded the sides down around, and my Kozy that I use to cook it in is actually going to act as kind of my bowl to support all the ingredients. So now it's time for everything to go in the pool. All right, everybody, I've added all the additional ingredients. That is my twisted Italian flavored couscous along with sun-dried tomatoes and some extra love there on the end. So I'm going to give it a shot here, and I'm sure it's going to be yummy. And I have been joined by none other than Crazy Quilt and Pollyanna. Say hi, girls.
Hi.
These are the two girls that I was speaking about at the beginning of the video that's been so gracious and kind and helping me out here over the past few days. Crazy Quilt, what is your channel name again?
It's AT2020 Flip Flop BJ Chess.
AT2020 Flip Flop, what's the end of it?
BJ Chess.
BJ Ches. Okay, I will find it and I will put that up on the screen. Make sure you guys head over to her channel and show her lots and lots of love. It's great to have the girls here at the campsite tonight. Thanks everybody for joining me for dinner. Official stats for the day. I dropped anchor at campsite at mile 1461.5, right here at the intersection of the 10-mile river that flows directly into the Housatonic River. So there's actually two rivers here at my campsite. I'm certainly looking forward to a little peace and quiet as those two rivers sing me to sleep tonight. Wanted to do a little something different there at the end of the day versus all the trail damage. I've never seen so much trail damage in my entire life, depending upon what side of the mountain you're on. And I ran into a local. He said when the storm came through, you're either on the rain side of the mountain or the wind side of the mountain. And there were plenty of live trees that just, large trees, just snapped them right at the top and just broke them in half and sent everything straight to the ground. So We're still able to get 9.8 miles in today, hobbling along with my knee, just really nursing this shin splint and trying to take care of myself. So this evening, I must admit it's feeling a little bit better. I've been doing a ton of stretches, and I've been putting some, I guess it's Voltaren rubbed into it and everything. And stopped today and propped it up for an hour, and I think everything has been hopefully helping a bit. So I'm going to keep the mileage down here for the next couple of days, and hopefully I can start adding miles and making better progress on my trek towards Katahdin. So thanks everyone for walking with me as usual. Thanks for watching Wild on the Trail. Good night everyone. Take care.